I want to talk to you today really quickly about how we get our results, our target at the end of the month, the growth we want in the business, and so on. Results don't happen on their own. They are absolutely a combination of the skill that we have, our knowledge, our ability in an area, multiplied by the action we take based on that knowledge. This is not any old busyness. It's about actually, are we using the skill that we have and applying it to our current goal or ambition? And that gives us our result. Let's say that our skill level has a maximum of 10 out of 10 and our action level based on that skill also has a maximum of 10 out of 10. That means that our maximum result, therefore, of course, is 100%. Here's where it can go wrong, though. 8 out of 10, so pretty good on the knowledge front, is actually where I personally sit in terms of my understanding of health, nutrition, and exercise. I used to play sport to quite a high level when I was younger, sort of county tennis and a lot of rock climbing and various other bits and bobs. Never mind that. The fact is that I have still a good level of knowledge about these things. However, I don't do it. Okay, I sit here probably a stone and a half overweight and out of shape, and because it's not because I don't know it, it's because I don't do it. I default to my norms every day and every week. So actually, at the very best, on wind behind me downhill, I'm probably achieving a 3 out of 10 at the most, and of course, then that affects my end result, my potential. I'm only hitting 25% of that at best. It can also happen the other way around. We can be busy fools. We've all heard that phrase. We can rush around being the busy person in the business, but are we absolutely basing it on good knowledge and action? Not necessarily. That also gives us a very similar result, or certainly less than we're capable of. Here's a danger zone. If we think we're 7 out of 10 our skill and 7 out of 10 also on our action based on that skill, we could be mistaken thinking we're doing quite well, because 7 out of 10 is pretty good, isn't it? It's a first at university, it's an A or A star at an A level, socially acceptable. That 7 out of 10 is not bad. The problem is if that's where we're at on both fronts, our skill and knowledge and our action based on that knowledge, oh dear, we're suddenly half of our potential. It's really only when we get full buckets of knowledge and skill together with the action based on that skill that we get anything close to what we could consider our full and total potential. I bring this up a lot when I do a one-on-one coaching, particularly with board of directors, for example, CEOs, where I'm doing talent coaching and so on. And early on in our conversations when we first meet, we often find that people will say, this is great, Mark, I understand the principles you're talking about. I've done all this before. With an expectation that I'll go, okay, oh well, never mind then. But I quickly follow that up, of course, with the question, saying first, that's great, good for you. How much of it do you use in your daily work life? That's where people stop and think, because actually, when they reflect, no, they probably don't use everything they know in the right way. And we tend to forget. We get into our habits, we get into our routines, and we keep busy and we do what we need to do. But are we definitely using the best skill and knowledge and understanding that we have? Often not. If we're going for our sales target as a salesperson, are we sticking to the process that we know works, for example, or are we taking shortcuts? Are we using that great knowledge that we've spent years building up? So here's the way to think of this is really that knowledge alone isn't enough. Knowing the subject is not enough. Doesn't matter how many years you've done it. The knowledge itself is valueless unless we act upon it. So in fact, it's what you do with that knowledge that really matters. Nothing else counts. It's just empty and useless unless we actually do something with it. So think about this next time you're approaching your monthly goal, your personal target, your health ambition, whatever it may be. Ask yourself this. Have I got the right skills? If not, what can I do to improve on those skills with training, coaching, mentoring, talking to friends, colleagues, and so on? However you need to build that knowledge up. Multiplied by the action you take, and ask yourself constantly, is what I'm doing, what I'm spending my 30, 40, 50 hours a week on, based on the best available knowledge to me? You'll see a difference, I promise you. Good luck.